Hey everybody, Eric J here, Old Man Eric for Mythicos Studios. Hello all you Mythicosians out there. I'm really excited, so I just wanted to do a quick video. Didn't rehearse, made a couple notes which I'll be looking at as we talk, but I got my pre-release of the AOS Age of Sigmar 3.0 rulebook, and I am super outrageously excited. This really looks to be like a very different edition, which is going to cause us to look at our armies differently, use our armies differently, maybe look at new armies that we want to get on the battlefield. All the old battle tunes are still okay for now, even though there are point increases, point decreases, changes to pretty much almost everything in the game, really. It's exciting. I think that's great, and I'm excited to get my blades out on the table with the new rules and my slaves. So basically, starting off the first 23 pages, there's your table of content. There's an index in the back. That's really good also. The first 23 pages are really basic, almost intro for beginners, but the artwork is absolutely spectacular. You have double spreads all over the place, beautiful paintings and just pictures of house models everywhere. It goes through collecting models, choosing factions, actually even building and painting, really somewhat basic beginner stuff, which I think is great for new players, and playing the game in a very basic way, on what the game's about and how to play it. From there, it goes into an incredible amount, from like page 25 to like 243 of background, history, lore, and art throughout. Really fleshes out the mortal realms, why they are sundered, who is who, literally from the beginning, from before the Age of Sigmar, maps for some of the realms. This is very cool, of where all the Shattered Realms are. This is my favorite map. It's the Bright City, something that, me maybe, that might be, grounds for a campaign. It then goes into the different factions, called Clashing Empire, still as part of that first whole part of the book. Everything from Stormcast, the Cities of Sigmar, to Sylvaneth, to Chaos, and gives you background on each, model picks to look at, which are really beautiful. It's really just laid out to be a wonderful read. I can see spending a lot of hours just reading through all of this background. It just looks like it's going to be so much fun to fill in the blanks and everything that goes on with all the different factions in the game. And again, pictures of house models that are just really beautiful. Yeah, I'm okay. That's not good. There you go. And once you get past all that, you get to the rules. So the rule, and let me see my notes say, yeah, they started about page 245, and it's 40 pages of the core rules. So the rules are basically going into, well, here's my favorite, actually. I'll show you this. So this is, if you haven't heard of this yet, that's the player's code. So to me, it's a little unfortunate that BW feels they have to put this in here. Basically, to me, you could just squeeze it down to one sentence, which is, don't be a dirtbag. Insert any, name you want to in there, any term. But that's what it amounts to. But there it is. So you get into the core rules, which, like I said, are about 40 pages. Laid out really nicely. So if you look at it, it's not a ton of reading for unnecessary stuff. It really does go into the rules in a nicely ordered manner, so it's the way you'd expect them to lay out, especially, with how the game is gonna end up being played. You have, these are heroic actions, so everything's laid out nicely, easy to understand. It's not overly worded so that you have to read, line paragraphs that tell you you can unleash hell, which is kind of a cool thing. Unless you're blazing fun like me and you don't shoot. So 40 pages of the core rules, which is very cool. On page 290, it goes into open, narrative, matched, and finally conquest. Conquest was kind of cool. So we all know open play is basically just you and your friend deciding how you want to play the game, throw a bunch of models on the table, no points whatsoever, and just go at it. And then it has your battle packs, and battle packs are now basically the rules for the system that you're playing. So the battle pack will give you special rules for the missions that are for that game typing. So open play will have its own battle pack, narrative will have its own battle pack, matched play will especially have its own battle pack. So you go through and you have all that, and when you get to narrative, you have Path to Glory. So the Path to Glory revamp. So I'm going to be taking a really hard look at that, and for the studios, I'm going to see what we can set up when we get to that point, and have fun with doing some campaigning. So all through that, your battle missions, battle packs, everything's in here, and finally you get to, like I said, Conquest Unbound, which is kind of cool. Conquest Unbound is special scenarios you can play underground in certain realms, sieges, things like that. So they give you rules for all that type of stuff. The one thing you do have to keep in mind for matched play, you have to get the General's Handbook, which will be coming out the same day that the book is actually in the shops, I believe. And that gives you points for all the factions, and also special rules and necessary rules and battle packs for matched play. So that's an essential part. But with the rulebook itself, you can get started and have fun playing and starting to learn the rules. So again, there's just a picture of Conquest Unbound. And Triumph and Treachery, which is another type of play with, within Conquest Unbound, tunnel fighting. That's kind of cool. The index in the back, which is big, I think a good tool. I've already started using it. And finally, as they always do, they give you your Path to Glory rosters, battle rosters, your battle roster on the back. Which at the start is probably going to be very useful, because I don't think the roster apps have been updated yet. Who knows when they will be, so it'll be a little time for that. So hope you got your pre-orders in at the studios. The books should be in store, I believe they said around July 3rd. I will be in the Mawa studio Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Wednesday next week will be our first day of AOS 3.0 gaming, starting to fumble through and learn the rules. The rulebook will be with me. You're certainly welcome to come down. Bring some points with you, and we can start to hash it out and fumble through the rules. And you can absolutely take a look at the rulebook, get a bit of a read through, and start getting familiar with it. And for anybody who is part of our Mythicos growing family, Super League is coming up, and AOS is going to be a big part of that. Going to be team warfare, so you start looking at your army, getting a team together. Details will be up soon, and again, I'll be in the studio Tuesday, definitely Wednesday, to talk about it, and see you from the other side of the table. This is Old Man Eric saying, get those armies ready and let's go to war.